Hello everyone. Today we are doing a reading on blockages and advice about relationships. So we have three piles here. We have the Eight of Cloves and we have this trinket. It's like a spike collar type deal here. And then for pile 2 we have the King of Clubs and this lantern. And then for pile 3 we have the Eight of Clubs and this ring with a beautiful green stone here. So go ahead and pick your pile, and then you can click it in the timestamps for whenever you're ready. Hello my pile ones. If you guys picked the Eight of Clubs, then this is your pile. We have number 13 here. It says the snake indicates amenity and calamities, the degree in which they're governed by the distance of the card from the person. Now again, this is like a fortune telling deck, so it's a little weird because I'm not using it as a fortune telling deck. So the words can't really apply unless we are surrounded by other cards from this deck. But we can see usually snake means possibly something could be hidden from you, possibly wrong intentions, and 8 is all about change. So maybe the winds will change and what is a secret will soon come to life. But we're going to actually use the tarot to get our specific messages here. So first we're going to get the overall relationship energy. Woo! It's a lot of cards. So yeah, I mean, the Seven of Swords already came out, so there's some kind of beating around the bush, some kind of sneaking around, something that's not being said. I mean, it's like how this one's in the face. You see how it's coming out in the front, the crow there? It's almost like if you didn't look twice, you almost wouldn't even see that crow there, because it's people are naturally just drawn automatically to the person. So the fact that there's a crow straight in our face and we didn't even see it, that's kind of almost like the information. It's almost in our face. We're just blind to see it until we take a second and really look at what's in front of us and what does feel real or not. So, the relationship does feel a little possibly, I would almost want to say a little hot and cold. It feels like there's warmth and love, but it feels like there's some kind of missing piece causing it to not be everything it appears to be to the outside world kind of thing. There's something behind closed doors that's an ongoing issue that you guys might be dealing with, not being talked about to others. And I almost feel like the sneakiness is what you guys are keeping from others, what's happening in your relationship, the things that you're trying to figure out and work through together. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and get your energy in the relationship. What is pile 1's energy? What is pile 1's energy in the relationship? Pile 1. What is pile... Got stuck in my hair. Right, wedding rings. So I believe on your side, you really want it to work. You're looking at this long-term investment outcome. You want to be with them, and so obviously there's something about them that you do really enjoy and or else you wouldn't be fighting for the relationship. And it does feel a part of you feels like you just keep giving into the relationship. It's going into a sinking hole. They're not even noticing the work that you're putting in, and you're trying your best to make the relationship work, adapting the way that you need to and growing the way that you need to, but it's almost like the other person doesn't even seem to notice nor care. And I don't know if they're putting in their work as well. We're about to look into their energy, but at least on your side it feels like you are doing everything you can to make this union work because you want it to and you believe that it is worth it. So let's see, what is the partner's energy? Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna get the oracle. What is your partner's energy? Okay. So I believe that you might be a little bit more invested than your partner. I think your partner does care for you and enjoys the friendship that you have, but they're also like feeling like this could just be like a phase in life. Like in the relationship, I mean, like they are not like fully in like romantic, ready to get married and all that jazz. But it does feel like they do and value your friendship and your connection, and they're wanting to continue to get to know you, and they're wanting to continue to try and make it work as well, and they're enjoying the present moment as it plays out, but I don't see them looking as much into the long term per se right now, but they're hoping, I'm sure they have like small hopes that like it can turn into that someday, but that's why they're progressing in this day by day situation to see like will it progress into that or not. And so I think that's what they're here for. They're here to just see how it goes and enjoying your presence in the current moment of the friendship it is now. It feels more like a friendship to them than being like fully in romantic. And I'm sure like part of that can make you feel a little frustrated if you are feeling more on the wedding rings, romantic, like get married, let's go. And they're not feeling that. It can be a little bit frustrating as well. It can also feel like you're just putting your time and effort into something that isn't necessarily giving itself back. And I don't think the person means to be ill intent about it, but it's just kind of like where they're at, you know? And it's like they want to figure it out. They want to work it out with you. But it's just like they haven't really fully, their feelings haven't fully developed yet, it seems like. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at obstacles, challenges, blockages for pile 1. Obstacle, challenges, blockages. Obstacles. So yeah, I feel like this person can feel this like intense disagreements that you guys are having, and like the walky, wavy waters, and they feel like they're getting drug along in the wrong direction. Like they're like, no, like they're wanting the waters to be even and calm so that they can, you know, allow to truly get to know you without having so much like butting heads. You know, and I think you guys should be like looking into like, do your values align and like deep down? And I think, you know, taking a look into that and seeing it from a bigger picture, like don't be so emotionally involved in a relationship, and I would say be more open to kind of exploring more like the big picture of if your values align and if you can see yourselves as more, because like for a long-term marriage you guys have to have the same values and the same, I would say, vision for how you want your life to be and what all you want included in it. You want it to kind of align enough to like where you guys can build that together. But I feel like maybe it may just feel like that stuff just isn't completely aligning the way that you want it to be. And so the person can feel that like you guys are getting literally like you want to go in the right direction, but it feels like you're digging deeper into the wrong direction. And so that's like been an ongoing complication. I'm pulling a oracle for your obstacles and blockages for pile 1. Obstacles and blockages for pile 1. Obstacle and blockages for pile 1. Obstacle, blockages for pile 1. Obstacle. Okay. So yeah, I think the huge blockage is like they're not having the same type of feelings for you as you are for them currently. I'm not saying like they can't develop, but it just seems like how the relationship is going thus far, it's difficult to move upon to that next step. Now again, they do enjoy your presence and who you are and the friendship that you guys have, but it just seems like romantic wise, it's just not quite there for them yet. So they're just trying to do their best to enjoy the present moment and hoping that what they're feeling right now will only be a phase, and that they want to grow those romantic feelings. You know, they just know that they can't force them, but it does feel like they do want them to happen. It just seems like they're just kind of working through the relationship and kind of seeing how it pans out before they can fully decide or like know if their feelings will change or not. Here we're going to do best course of action. You guys got a lot of information for best course of action. We got 2 tarot and 2 oracle. Alright, so for the oracle we have keep going. It may feel as though you've been on this path or journey for so long, and you may even wonder if you're making any progress towards your dreams. This is a loving reminder for you to keep going. You're almost there. We also have give. One of the best feelings we can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel lifted and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of the way that you can give to another today. So yeah, that's kind of a good reminder too, that like a relationship really is about giving to the other person and keeping their happiness in mind. And it seems like you have been doing that as well. I think it's just continuing to be understanding and sympathetic to like their feelings, and if they're not feeling it right now, and like keeping your eyes on the prize, which is this 10 of Cups, right? That is our 10 of Cups. And it's like, as long as we know our intentions and where we're wanting this to go, and we're being like very patient and loving and giving, then we're doing our best. We're showing up in our best, and we're doing our best we can to make it work. And it's up to the other person to decide whether or not that is enough for them. And if it's not, then move on. Someone else will find and value that somewhere else. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in a relationship where someone can value that and see, you know, what an amazing person you are and like what you have to give. That's the kind of person you want around. And if this is someone who just cannot do that, they cannot provide that for you, they're too busy, you know, they're only feeling that friendship feeling, then that's not worth it for you. It's not worth that fight anymore. And like, then you really are sinking it into an empty hole. So I think, you know, if this is a relationship that you really want to be in, I would say keep focusing on where you want it to go and trying to stay positive in that, and like knowing like where your intentions and that you're giving it all, but at the same time, you know, being aware of like where they're at, and if this is something that's going to be good enough for them, and if it's not, then you can cut them out and have that strength inside of you to know that something better is out there for you. Okay, so you know, it's not all, you know, it is giving to the other person that is part of the relationship, but, you know, give yourself some grace as well, and give yourself the opportunity to find an actual reciprocated love. That's what we all deserve. You deserve to give yourself that opportunity so you can have that 10 of Cups, whether that is with that person or not. Think about it as if like, you want the 10 of Cups. So it's like, does this person fit the bill to fit into that? Will they be able to make that 10 of Cups happen with me? Like, you know, obviously it's both work in both ways, but it's like, are they coming and contributing to that? Can they be the other 5 cups? Oh no, you know, it's not possible for them. Then, you know, look somewhere else where you can find somewhere that you can have that 10 of Cups. But it's like being able to like hold your own and make those wise decisions on whether or not you think that person will come around or not. All right, so we're going to do the outcome in the next 3 to 6 months. So I do believe that like whatever the outcome, I'm not sure if you guys are going to stay together or not, but I do see that your bond will become stronger in the next 3 to 6 months. You will become closer. I think that you are building a beautiful, nice relationship, whether that is going to be romantic or platonic. There is some type of caring and loving relationship there. Now, even if you guys butt heads about things, I still think that that person wants to be your protector. That person wants to be there for you. If things go down, like they're gonna have your back, kind of thing. So I do find this as like a loyal friend. Again, whether it's romantic or not, I think it is someone that will be loyal towards you and will want to protect you and just want to see you happy as well. All right, outcome for the next 3 to 6 months. Okay, so you have prosperity. Again, I think that just goes on to like the positive way that I believe that your relationship will continue to grow. I truly believe that you guys are building a closer bond and you're learning more about one another and having each other's back. And again, it just comes back to that, decision for you whether or not that person will be able to provide you that 10 of Cups or not. And just know your breaking point, know your boundaries, know it's okay to be patient, and people have different timelines and growing feelings and things, but remember to look after yourself and decide, when is it enough, or when have you waited long enough? And I feel like intuitively, just listen to yourself and how you feel, and you'll know the right thing to do. Your message for pile 1. Okay. Yep. Again, I'm seeing a lot of protection. I'm seeing a lot of comfort and wanting to be there. I just don't think this person has any ill intentions. Again, I just feel like they do truly care for you and adore your friendship that you guys have. And so yeah, they just want to continue to nurture and be there for you and be kind of like the protector for you. All right, messages for pile 1. Messages for pile 1. Okay. I wish things could be different. Yep. So again, they're going back to like they wish it was more than friendship feelings, because they do care for you so much and they want it to grow and they haven't given up on it yet. So like if you want to continue trying, then I would say, if that's what you want to do, I'd say continue trying for a little while longer and see how it goes, because they care as well. And things might change. Again, this isn't giving me they're going to change or they're not going to change. I'm not getting either way. I am just getting how I am getting more friendship vibes from this, but anything could happen. Free will, guys. All right, and then the next card says, I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. They're grateful to have you in their life. And I know I crossed the line with you. So yeah, I feel like maybe they feel like they did kind of step too far, like feeling like they're misleading you and misguiding you and making you feel like, this is a relationship that's going to end in marriage, or this is like, I feel like a part of them, like, they feel like they're crossing the line because they know that they don't have feelings for you, and they've quite yet, I'm just saying quite yet. Again, things can change. I don't want to completely like dismantle you guys, but I do want you to be aware of this. Like, this could be something that is going on right now and ongoing. So I just want you to be kind of prepared and aware that this is happening. And so part of them does feel a little guilty about they're dragging this on, but like they also, like I said, they're hoping that, that it's a phase and that they'll, grow to love you and have feelings for you. But a part of them subconsciously kind of feels bad that they are dragging you through this. It makes them feel a little bit selfish to some degree. Now, it's like they're like, well, I don't know what the ending is going to be. That's what they're telling themselves right now, which is why they're continuing going on with this. But at the same time, like a part of them feels like they don't feel right about what they're doing, because they just feel like it is kind of selfish, because they know that they're not able to give you what you're wanting, at least currently, or for the foreseeable future, at least for the next 3 to 6 months. I'm not seeing any change. All right, pile 1, these are all the messages that I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind, and goodbye. Hello, pile 2. If you guys chose the King of Clubs, not the Queen, the King of Clubs, there's a woman with a marriage thing, okay? That she could be a queen here. It could be her queen. His queen. Oh my gosh. Hello to any of my LGBTQ community. So this card says, the bride ensures for a single person the fulfillment of the highest aim when near a distant turbulent married life. A distant turbulent married life. Okay. Alright, right, so I am also seeing like wanting that long-term commitment here, and it seems like also this could be possibly in the cards for you soon. Yeah, I do see like a loyalty and a commitment for one another here. All right, so we're going to get an overall energy check of your relationship. Energy check for pile. Okay. So again, it's coming back to like, it seems like you want this to become the Ten of Pentacles as you want to get married as well. Sorry, Ten of Cups. So you're wanting that wish fulfillment, that happy ending with them, but it doesn't feel like that is quite in the cards for you right now. It feels misaligned. But the good news is that like, even if you're not on the path for it currently, it is in your card. It's within your cards, right? It's within reach. So I think if we work on tweaking some of these blockages, we're about to figure out what they are, then we'll be on the path to achieving this Ten of Cups. Because I do feel like it is near and dear. It just may feel like you don't quite have it yet, and it just feels like you're trying to figure out the path to get there to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your energy is in the relationship. So what is pile 2's energy in this relationship? Pile 2's energy in this relationship. What is pile 2's energy in this relationship? Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like daydreaming and really just wishing that it will happen. This Ten of Cups, it does feel like, you know, some of it is being fulfilled right now. Like you can feel the cups getting filled up with all the love and possibilities, but it just seems like you're still not fully sure on like the path to getting all of them. Like it feels like the rest of them are kind of like it feels like the rest of them, like you have some that are already filled, like you've made steps in progress. Like you guys do feel like you have some type of like closeness in that, but it feels like some type of level of commitment is missing. And it's like this person is trying to be like, hey, you know, I see marriage in this way. And so you guys might disagree on how you see marriage play out. And I don't know if they're more like, they're stuck on like roles, like I do these things and you do that, or like this is what I expect of a marriage, or I like more loosey-goosey marriages, or like open relationships, whatever it may be. And it's something that you're like, no, like you disagree on that and like how it should work out and run. So that might be like a disconnect there. So I think this might be part of the journey. It could be trying to like figure out what works for the both of you to make this a successful and happy marriage, and work and try not to compromise too much on what you want out of it. What is pile 2's energy in this relationship? So we have healthy choices, making healthy choices in the love life, self-love, self-care. So yeah, it looks like you're already in a phase where you're like, you don't want to settle for a relationship that's not going to be pleasing to you. And it does seem like this is someone that, again, that you do adore and care for and want to be with, but it just seems like there's missing pieces here for you, and you don't feel like you would be fully happy with like how they're envisioning marriage or how they're envisioning a long-term relationship. You're not fully happy with that. And like, what is their role in this? Like, you know, are they fulfilling your love languages? Does it seem like they're putting in enough effort? Or like, how is all of this panning out for you? And I feel like you know for yourself that you're not going to settle for a marriage, even if you have feelings for them and you know that you want to be with them in the long term. It's like at the same time you see where the shortcomings are, and it doesn't feel like you're going to settle for these shortcomings, which, you know, I don't think you should have to. I think you should be able to, you know, be happy and fulfilled in the relationship and make compromises where you need to, but like don't compromise too much. Like if you're compromising so much that you're no longer happy in the relationship, then that's when there's an issue, and it seems like you're not going to allow that to happen either. And so that kind of seems like where your energy stands. Right? We'll take a look at what is your partner's energy in the relationship. Knight of Swords and mask, not showing true feelings, personality, pretending, deluding, gaslighting. So it could have even been like a way, like when you started the relationship, they like come off and be like, yeah, I want that too, or like, yeah, I agree with you and whatever. And like as time goes on, it's revealing more about themselves, that they're like, it's not aligning to what they originally said. And so like you're like, what? It could also be like, it just seemed like they're possibly like a runner here, like they're trying to kind of like, they could be an avoidant attachment style, and you could have a more, it seems like you have a secure when you're like, no, this ain't it. To be honest, I'm getting kind of like a secure attachment from you, and they might be avoidant, and so that to you is kind of frustrating to you, because you're like, why are you being that way? Like, why don't you want me and allow me to be in your life? I want to be in your life. I want to be supportive and loving, and I want this to work long term. And we can't do that if we're not working at this together, and we're not like fully open books with one another, because we can't fully be there for each other if we don't fully know where each other is at. And so it looks like you have try to offer what you could, but it's like whatever they're able to give doesn't feel like it's enough for you. And and even though you want this to work, it just doesn't feel like they're meeting up to the standards that they need to, because again, they just seem like very like shut off kind of people, like scared of their feelings, like not, it just feels like they're kind of running from the relationship, getting too serious almost, like they were all in until they saw how much, like how, I guess, like I want to feel like how wise you are when it comes to relationship, and like knowing what you want and not settling. And I think that might even scare them a little bit. They're like, whoa, this is way more intense than what I originally signed up for. But again, like, they need to pull through on their side. True, I see it. Like they need to stop running on their side if we want this to work. And I think that a part of things that might help is again to try to keep coming from a nurturing side and understanding side. If they're like uncomfortable, maybe this is not something that they've had to like fully accept and deal with before, and it's like, you're doing what you can on your side to try and make the relationship work, but it's like if that person wants to keep running and they're just not comfortable with it, then you're doing what you can on your side, and hopefully they can turn around here. So we're going to look up obstacles for your relationship. The cards just completely exploded. It's a lot of obstacles, it seems like. Well, one of these I can see that you're like, one of them is just like the frustration of them, like possibly of them trying to constantly run away and like go to like other outside sources for their comfort and pleasures. And so, and like you already have your successful life. You already like, you don't need to lean on them for, having a good time, or like, it seems like you have plenty of hobbies, you have a chip on your shoulder, like you have a whole life outside of them, and that might even be frustrating to them that like, you're not leaning on them as much as they want. And but again, like it seems like you're healthy and securely attached, so like you're just being smart and looking out for yourself. So we have 6 of Wands and 6 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it seems like they're so distant from your life, like they don't even want to meet your family, friends, and it just like, it just seems like a lot. It just seems like a big world with them. Like it doesn't feel as intimate as you would have hoped it would. It's just because they're so far, like far gone, like running away and stuff. It feels like it's hard to make a truly deep connection with them. And it's like, again, I feel like with this card here, the 4 cups, it looks like, at least 3 of your cups have been fulfilled. Like maybe originally like you guys connect, you have a lot in common, you guys have a good time together, you can tell the person likes you back. But then when it comes to like the more serious side, like meeting family, figuring out like what it would be like living together, and it's like taking those bigger steps is just what's pushing them away and preventing this 10 of Cups to come out here. Oracle for your blockages. What are the blockages in this relationship? What is the blockages for pile 2s? Okay. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. It's kind of funny. It's like, on the bottom of the deck we have express your love. whenever I like get this, I never think of like someone from your past coming in. I don't get that from reconciliation. And I personally, just for this reading, I also don't get that. My immediate reaction is just sitting here thinking like, you guys need to make up for this disagreements that you guys are having, and like having some more grace for one another. I think it will come, especially with an avoidant person, it does come with a lot of patience. And I think just having conversations and having like an awareness of like, hey, I believe this is what's going on, this is what's important for me, and for this relationship to work, we need to work on this, and seeing if they're putting in that work to make it work, and seeing how they react. Like if they look like they want to put in the work, then hey, that's something that you can work through, and it's possible to have that 10 of cups. But like if there's no communication here, and like them not knowing what they need to work on, then it's going to continue to go in these cycles. So I do feel like that does need to be like communicated, but it needs to be communicated in a loving way. And that's why we have this express your love. Okay. They need your like nurturing, calming, and loving nature. I don't want anything to be coming off as an attack towards them. It should be coming off as more of like, hey, I love you, I want this to work with you, and for this to work, this needs to change. And what needs to change is this attachment style, and how, it just feels like you're living almost like, I don't want to say a double life, but it just, I'm just thinking, looking at the mask here, it's like, you have to be able to be vulnerable and open up, and like, give them the space to do that. Give them the space to feel comfortable doing that. And you do that by opening up on your side. You're like, I've been feeling this way and hurt, and like, and I want this to end this, with the 10 of Cups, I want to end with this happy ending of us being together long term. And like, you're just saying, like, you're expressing, like, what you do want and how much you care for them and love for them, and, wanting to be there along the steps along the way with it. You're there to support them through it, but it's also letting them know that, but, you do feel, like, hurt and unfulfilled, like, you don't feel like they care, or, like, you don't feel like, they want the same thing and they're taking this seriously. So, and you're scared that it's not going to end up that way. It's going to end up, with separation. And so like kind of communicating that kind of stuff, I think may be a good way to fix any like fights that you guys may be having. Any of these, whatever these cups that are not getting filled, it's going to help fill them instead of causing more distress. And so that's why I see this is coming off as blockages, because you're not reconciling. It seems like it's just like continues butting heads and running, and you're not expressing your love as much as you could be, and it's like causing them to like distrust you more and push them away more. So I think, not giving them attitude and be like, no, I don't want what you have. Like, instead of giving that, you like, I do want what you have, but I want it in this way, or it's just not going to work for me. And just like being very clear on that. Alright, so we're going to get some best course of action, like advice. So what is the best course of action for pile 2? Okay. And I think part of the best course of action is going to be like not feeling like you have all the answers and you know what is right. And of course, like you do have some insight and you know what like works for you best and things like that. But it's also like kind of seeing more from their side, their perspective, and like listening to them and taking their thoughts and feelings into consideration, because the relationship takes two people and two sides. And so that's two different personalities coming together. And so it's all about like not one is right or wrong. It's like trying to interweave the two personalities and seeing if that's going to work for each other as well. So kind of just being open to the idea that whatever you think isn't always has to be what is right. So just being open to being able to interweave one another's life together. Best course of action for we have lighten up. You're being asked to remember that life doesn't always have to be so serious. Yes, there are hard things happening. No, it's not always easy to be here on Earth, but you can always find time to laugh, be silly, and have fun. It's so important to do so. Like, even if you're going through this, like, turmoil and this disagreement, it's like, try not to be so harsh on them. Try to give them some grace. And again, seeing it from their perspective and bringing back, like, some lightheartedness in the relationship. Because, like, you know, you wouldn't want to, like, marriage is a serious thing, or like being in long-term commitment is serious, but like at the same time it has like a fun, lighthearted side to it. There's a reason why you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. It's because you enjoy having them around, and if everything becomes like so serious and so intense, then it will no longer, you know, that's not something you want in your life. That's like going to like a very like intense job and like not really enjoying what you're doing. Like, you want the journey to be fun and enjoyable, and so it's like having a little bit of balance of both, and like not putting so much pressure on them so quickly. You know, it's just like hearing each other out and feeling like what are they feeling and going through, and being more open to like their side of things. And I think that way you'll be able to compromise a little bit better once both of you are heard and seen, and, you know, being patient with them. Maybe they do need more space than the average person, but I would say, you know, it's just about hearing each other out, and that's when you will fully understand the situation as a whole and have a better idea of the best course of action to take next. So we're going to look at the outcome for the next 3 to 6 months. That immediately jumped out. So I think over the next 3 months, I feel like 3 to 6, I'm sorry. I think that you will be able to make a decision on whether or not you want to continue this relationship or not. I feel like in the next 3 to 6 months, you will be able to decide if you want to leave them, or if you don't, you want to make this work and be a long-term. I feel like there is a small like confusion phase right now of not knowing the next steps or what to do, but I feel like by time this next 3 to 6 months, and I think that will come with part of that conversation that you guys have, and being able to compromise on both sides, and like truly forgiving and reconciling with them. With all of that, I feel like that will be enough time to really see how things pan out and see if they actually care about you or not, or feel like how much you actually care about them. We will be able to figure that out. So I do feel like, you know, the indecision is still going to be around as it is right now, but I feel like it will end within the next 3 to 6 months. You will have a better idea where this relationship is going, and if it will provide you that 10 of Cups or not. So what is the outcome for pile 2s? Outcome for pile 2, 3 to 6 months. Alright, centered. So again, that's why I think that the decision will be made within the next 3 to 6 months. I feel like you will feel more centered, more grounded. Like, you will be more sure about the decision and the course that you're going, in the direction, whether you keep them in your life or not. I feel like you're going to feel very, very like more certain that you're making the right decision and you're on the right path. I don't feel like you'll be any more feeling stuck. I feel like you will be feeling very sure of how things are progressing and going. Like, you can see the course, you can see the path very clearly. Okay, so we're going to get some final messages for you. Their messages to you. Okay. So yeah, this person is also like currently feeling very undecided and very confused whether they want this relationship or not. And a part of it could be part of this pressure that could be putting on them of you just being unsatisfied with what they're able to provide or do, with that disagreements that you guys are having. But they're also at the same time, they know that they care about you and they want to be with you, and they too want that 10 of Cups, but they're seeing it in a different way. And so like, it's just about, again, like working it out together and seeing like if you guys can both compromise on what that 10 of Cups will look like for you. And so yeah, that's why they're just getting they're getting a little spooked, I think, with too many like pressures and it being like your way and your way or no way. Like, I feel like they're kind of feeling that, and so that might be like spooking them off a little bit. So I feel like letting them know that it is that you're willing to be able to understand them and hear them out and realize that they're people, and try to compromise with them as well, because you want the relationship just as much as they do. I think that's going to help a lot right there. We're gonna get some more messages for pile 2's person. Messages from pile 2's person. Okay, I replay our conversations over and over, so they really care, again, about like or I guess it could be between fights as well. I think they do contemplate those fights quite a bit, and are not letting them go. They're continuing thinking about them and figuring out how they want to handle it, but at the same time, the good conversations as well, they do remember, and so that's why they are a little confused right now themselves, because they do feel like they have grown such a beautiful relationship with you that like they're debating whether or not it's worth it for them as well. Okay, can't stop thinking about you. Messages, how to choose person. I feel like this one was trying to come out. Just being near you is intoxicating. They're obsessed with you, pile 2. But of course, they're with you. They better be. Alright, one more message for pile 2 here. Pile 2's person. What do you want to tell pile 2? Okay. I know I messed up everything. So they are taking their credit they are going to be taking their credit within this, I would say, this misalignment. They're taking their credit for what their part is in this as well. So I think that just having that conversation, they will be very listening and open and understanding to it as well. I think that will help them open up a little bit more about how they're feeling. Alright, that is all the messages that I have for you, pile 2. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind, and bye. Hello, pile 3. If you guys chose the 8 of clubs and this beautiful green ring, then this is going to be your reading. I do want to mention that as I was shuffling, I got the Joker out twice before this card came out. The Joker does mean dream and wish fulfillment, and whatever you're asking, the answer is yes. So let's hope that is an indication that whatever these blockages are, you're going to be able to work through it, and it's going to be the outcome that you desire. Alright, so we're going to look at the overall relationship for you, pile 3. So I'm getting that you guys do feel like you are progressing forward currently. It does feel like you are creating the building blocks of a beautiful, happy relationship. You do see the light at the end of the tunnel, as you're transcending into like a relationship and a life that you want together. I'm seeing a lot of fun times, a lot of laughing, a lot of happiness, a lot of like just very intimate spaces together where you're able to fully communicate and be yourselves and have a good time. So I am currently getting very, very good energy for your relationship. I also feel like you guys do align on quite a bit. You're envisioning the same type of outcome for one another, and you guys learn a lot from each other too. I also am kind of getting that as well. I feel like spirituality may be like a part of your relationship as well, and you guys are like, building upon each other, learning a lot from each other, and like giving each other advice like through spirituality, like books or quotes or like whatever, programs, seminars. I just feel like that's a part of the center part of your relationship, and it's also helping it to be maintained as strong and growing as well. So we're going to go ahead and get your energy within the relationship. These cards are like coming out immediately. Okay. So it does feel like you are a little paranoid that you're going to lose them. And yeah, it just seems like it's like one of those things that you're just constantly worried about because you care about this relationship and them so much. But taking into consideration, just remember that, if you guys are being divinely guided with spirituality, kind of look up to that as your source as well, and realizing that you are more than this relationship. You are part of the oneness that is this earth, and remembering your purpose here and not forgetting that. And I think, realizing that like this relationship is a blessing, and, be grateful for having it in this current moment and for what it is, and just enjoy it while it's around. And I think, just allowing your fears to be alleviated, because there's so much more to life than this relationship here. Right, we're gonna get your oracle for your energy. Yeah, it could be some type of trauma from your past, your childhood, past relationships that's just causing this inner turmoil and worry about this. But so far I'm not getting any, well, we'll know when we check with their energy, but I'm not getting anything to worry about. your energy in the relationship. Yeah, don't let it cause anxiety. Don't let that affect, your ability to be able to become closer to them. Like, don't let fear get in the way of you fully enjoying this relationship. Allow yourself to fully enjoy it. Passion. Okay, insane chemistry, like each other, having fun. So again, it's like I'm getting a lot of like this laughter, positive, high energy. Like, it does feel like a growing relationship. And so yeah, I feel like on your side, you're feeling that chemistry and passion, and that's why it's giving you more to worry about when it comes to losing it. But again, like, don't let that suck out the time that you are getting to enjoy it. So like, don't let it take over and overcome the passion and chemistry that you feel. Instead, like, enjoy it while it is here. And yeah, don't worry about anything going wrong. Whether you're worried about it or not, it would happen. But it's like you're manifesting it if you're focusing on it, first of all. And like, so that's just going to make the situation worse. And then, then you're going to miss out on fully enjoying the times that you guys do have now. And also, I feel like there's one more point. Let me see what that is. Hold on. And it's going to cause you to shut down and shut off, and you won't be able to allow that person in as much as you want because you're too busy being like worried and anxious that you're not allowed to feel comfortable around them and like fully allow them to see you for who you are. And that's how you create a bond that's deeper than any other, is when they are able and have the ability to see who you truly are completely. And like, that's what true intimate bonding is. And so like, having that anxiety about that is just, the fear around it is going to eat that up. It's going to suck that life out of you, and you won't be able to create such a bond because you'll be blocking them out. And as you're wanting them to see you as perfect, because you don't want to lose them, and that is going to already kind of poison the relationship. So don't allow that to happen. Allow yourself to be able to release the fear and enjoy the passion that is there currently. Okay, so we're going to take a look at their energy. So what is pile 3's partner's energy? What is pile 3's partner's energy? Sorry, I don't know why I'm singing. So your partner is so excited to build this relationship with you. And I have the 3 of Swords here too. I don't know. So I feel like they too have some fears of getting hurt again. So I think both of you are both manifesting these fears of getting hurt together. And so I think, again, if you guys continue to focus more on the positive in the current moment and what you're building, then you're going to have a very happy and loving relationship. It's going to continue to go up in the positive direction as it already has been. It will only continue to go up more, okay? But because I'm seeing this person does feel just as passionate about you. It's like something new for them to be like this passionate to be with someone. Like, they're very excited, and it just feels like, yeah, they have such a playful energy about them, like almost like a young, youthful energy about them, where they're just like, they know they're embarking on this like new journey of like finding out like what true love really feels like. And I'm feeling that passion from both sides here. So what is pile 2's partner's energy? Pile 2's partner's energy, or 3, sorry. Pile 3, please give me pile 3s. Don't give me pile 2s. All right, addiction. So I do think that they do have an addiction to you. And that doesn't always mean anything healthy. It might be unhealthy. So, and that comes with the same, like, being fear of getting their heart broken and their fear of not allowing it to work. I feel like, again, you both are like subconsciously manifesting this dark energy there when it's not there right now. It's not. It's, you guys have things going for you, okay? You have a beautiful relationship building. So I think you guys just need to both release fears of that and allow it to play out and to enjoy yourselves as it's happening. And so yeah, I think they're just they do. This codependency is giving me like they're fearing of getting their heart broken, and it's causing them to like maybe lean on you too much. So remember to stay on the spiritual journey and stay on like your separate strong paths and unite together to make each other stronger as well, and more of allow yourselves to be more help and more of a part of the oneness together. Like you guys are supporting each other on your separate journeys and just adding to one another's life kind of thing. So what are the obstacles in this relationship? All right. I usually do one tarot, so I'm going to get an oracle for you. I was like, I'm not pleased with this Emperor in reverse. That's not enough for me. I mean, it's like going back to like the same thing to me. It's almost like you're worried that you're not like building the empire that you want. You're worried that this is on rocky foundation. Like you're worried that the passion is going to die out and you're going to get bored of one another. And you're like, it's like, because like the Emperor is all about like guiding with like a humble, loving spirit. And you feel like you guys this isn't something that you guys are used to feeling like this excited about someone and having a connection like this. That is just terrifying. So I think the blockage is really this fear that both of you guys are holding on to. Which is like ironic. Like of course you're going to fear when you really like someone, but it's going to push you down that wrong negative direction when there's nothing negative there. This is a beautiful relationship. This is something to celebrate. Blockages for pile 3. Blockages for pile 3. So we have reconciliation. I think it's like, I think both of you guys need to learn to reconcile with your past, like the negative things that went wrong in the past and like how they didn't work out. I think it's just all about like just releasing that, not seeing it as like a pattern, like an issue that's going to continue on and on. Just realizing like every situation is different and like what's in the past has passed and it's time to be able to release and move on. And I think both of you guys just need to work on that, and also being able to again release the fear and being there for one another through that and continue to comfort one another. And I just think it's like holding on too much to the fear and the past that went wrong and fearing that's going to happen again or feeling that's going to get messed up. I think that is your blockage. So we're going to go ahead and look into best course of action. What is the best course of action? That's the one. That is the one. So we have Ten of Pentacles. So yeah, kind of continuing to focus on like the realm and the physical, like what you can build on the life. Like I feel like you guys can feel the spiritual and the subconscious, like the non-physical reality kind of thing. Like you guys can feel it. You guys you guys feel the passion and the excitement and the feelings and the love for one another. But it's also like what's going to help calm your fears too is to also focus on the practical side of things. So like building a home together, saving up, having like this family life, bringing your two families together, like hanging out with each other's like friend groups and circles and like experiencing more of like each other's like lives and interests. And like, so I think that everything in the physical world, like combining that with the spiritual, which you've already been on point with, I think combining the two is only going to continue to allow your bond to become stronger and allow those fears to naturally fall off, because you will see that you will see how you guys get along and click even more in the physical and non-physical. And so that's going to bring a complete, perfect union with everything. Protect. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. It's important though to set your healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection into place. And so, like, I think protecting your energy comes with, like, focusing more on the love and happiness and being in the present moment with them, and protecting and, like, not allowing fear to come eat away at you, because it's like you're protecting your energy from yourself, from those negative emotions that are trying to come and creep back in, those fears of loss and, brokenness. Like, do not allow that to come and play a role in your life anymore. It's like being aware of these negative thoughts and emotions that are coming to you, and like realizing that those are irrelevant. All right, they're coming to try and protect you when really they're here to hurt you and to make you react in a way that isn't what your intent is. Your intent is not to protect you from getting hurt. Your intent is to completely love and enjoy your time with this person. And so like allowing yourself, your intent is wanting to create this 10 of Pentacles with this person and this beautiful abundant life that you are wanting to grow. So kind of just, yeah, protect yourself from these negative energies that are trying to come for you. All right, so what is the outcome for the next 3 to 6 months? So I think like even as this beautiful energy is growing, I think you're just going to be second guessing yourself through it. And you're just going to be wondering like, is this real? You know, it's almost going to be like, is this real? Or is this person like pretending? Is this made up? You know, it's just going to be, it's too good to be true kind of feeling. Like you're a little worried about that as well. So you may feel like you're going through like some personal turmoil of like knowing like what direction you want to go in, and like if you truly want to continue like having this long-term commitment here. I don't know if it'll be like too overwhelming for you, because not having a relationship this close to someone before can be kind of quite scary, especially as you're going through challenges. So yeah, I feel like you may become like a little confused in some senses, but I feel like, I don't know, if I could give you any advice, I would be like, release like these overthinking thoughts and these fears, and like allowing this person to stay in your life, because this feels like a very positive relationship here. I almost want like, let's see, a confirmation. Let's get some confirmation for this Two of Swords. And some confirmation. Okay. So yeah, you're just not sure if this person will be able to fully be able to provide that 10 of Cups, or like if that will work out. You know, I just feel like again that's coming with like this fear, just almost like you want to run away from the relationship, like you're like so fearful of it like actually being real or not real. You don't want to know. And I feel like, you know, again, I feel like this relationship is, you have the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Come on, like you have to. I just feel like, I feel like you guys could work through it, honestly. Like even if you feel like this little bit of indecision, like I feel like you guys could work it out together. I'm team pile 3 here. Next 3 to 6 months outcome. So I do see clarity here. So I feel like, you know, if you are having any types of fears or indecisions, it will become clear like what you want to do within the next 3 to 6 months. It'll be clear to you to know whether or not this person actually cares for you, or if it's like their imagination, their thoughts, how they're portraying you. Like if you feel like if they actually love you for who you are, or if it's something that like they love you for their ideal version of you, of how they imagine you to be. I feel like, you know, that can be part of this fear and indecision, is like, is this really someone that's here for me or not? And I feel like you will be able to find clarity within that time frame. Okay, so we're going to get some final messages from them to you. Okay. So yeah, they just have complete passion for you, complete love for you, and they're ready to continue to build that relationship that they've already been building with you. They're ready to continue to have that fun with you, and to travel, and to have all these experiences, and continue to explore life with you. It feels like they're all in for you here. Messages for pile 3. Messages for pile 3. I love you. Okay. Oh, I lost whatever card that was. Sorry. See if I can get 2 more for you guys. Messages for pile 3. Time for me to heal now. I need to let go of these fears as well. Oh. I can't stop thinking about you. Alright, pile 3. I think this person really loves you. So I hope that you guys are able to figure out whatever these fears are, and whatever this is that's causing you to second guess, and that you do find your clarity soon. Alright, pile 3, thank you so much. Those are all the messages that I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay sentient, stay kind. Goodbye.